All right, everybody. Y'all know what we're here for. Gonna be joined by Sulem Urbina, world title challenger Sulem Urbina, who's gonna be challenging Naoko Fujioka, reigning WBA flyweight champion, later on this summer. In the in between time, how is everybody doing on this magical, albeit very stormy evening? It's very cloudy over here. It's thunderstorms, clouds in the sky, and all of that. But yeah, yo, a lot of different things going on. It's a lot of news that's coming out fast. I seen a tweet. I was good, Willie Lynch. I seen a tweet where apparently the fight camp roster was leaked inadvertently as a result of a fan taking a picture with Eddie Hearn. That the fan took a picture with Eddie Hearn and his notebook was on the table. And in the notebook, you had the roster for everything that's going to be happening in fight camp. So that's already going to be a long conversation right then and there because there's some real good fights in that roster. So I was good, Bugsy, what's good, Johnny, what's good, Al, what's good, Willie Lynch, what's good, you know what I mean? And the rules of engagement are the same. If you want to ask Sulem a question, you want to direct a question to her, you have to direct it in the form of a super chat because my eyes are going to be fixed on her. So I'm not going to be looking at the comments where you guys are to see what you're saying. When I see that color icon, then I'll know that somebody has a question. So if you want to ask Sulem a question while she's on here, you got to send it in the form of a super chat. Hey, what's good, kid? What's good, Hein Kong? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, so I seen that tweet, and that was wild funny because it's like, yo, boxing is becoming, I guess, that much more accessible to the boxing fan that you could go up to Eddie Hearn and all the blueprints and all the plans is right there, and everybody ends up inadvertently finding out. So I'm going to be talking about that in the next video. Johnny Blaze, what's good? Saeed, what's good? Presto. Don, what's good? And yeah, man, it's strange times. It's like social media has been a gift and a curse to boxing because it promotes a lot of infantile behavior, I should say, but at the same time, there's a lot of good that comes of it because good news travels fast. Now we know what fights we gonna get. Appreciate that, Standing 8. You fighting COVID, bro. Yo, look, I hope you feel better. You'll make it through it. I know you will. Trust. All right? Dang, 3 lives back to back. Did you give... Nah, man. I still got my other profession, I should say, which I don't talk about a lot because it's not remotely boxing related. But I do still have my other profession. I'm gonna have to check my tweets. Yeah, you got to look at that, Jambo. Apparently, a fan went up to Eddie Hearn and took a picture with him, and it was a notebook in front of him. And in the notebook, you could see at least 3 of the cards that they got lined up. Or one, I don't know if all of that was for one card or if that was for 3 cards, but it was a whole heap of fights on there that he has planned. I have a question for you, Ring. How do you fight sleep? Oh, easy. I take naps. Like, look, when you like I always worked on a lot of projects, right? Even when I was a child. So I'm used to keeping odd hours. I've kept odd hours since I was a youngin', since I was a little kid, because if I wasn't drawing or I wasn't making a beat or I wasn't editing something or working on a project, and overnight shifts, I do overnight shifts. Like for a while I was doing those graveyard shifts. I've always kept odd hours. Appreciate that, Nick Hammer. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things happening in the flyweight division right now because Golden Boy Promotions has a lot of ponies in that show. They got Marlon Esparza there. They got Sulem Urbina there. They got Ali Musinho there. So they got a lot going on. And what it looks like is they got like a mini tournament to where everybody's going to go after a belt and then go after each other. That's what it's looking like. JD was good. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even ambitious. When I was young, I had a overactive imagination and a lot of energy. So I used to put that into projects. Like I would be up drawing till like 2, 3 in the morning. Or if I was making beats using beat making software, you know, a MIDI pad, Fruity Loops and all of that, I would stay up doing that. Like I always had like an overactive imagination. So, and it was good. You know what I mean? So I've always kept odd hours, and I always have been a big proponent of naps because naps are very good. Like you work on a project, finish it up, go take a nap. Especially now that I'm old, shit. But yeah, man, it's a lot of things going on. Like, yo, I'm really surprised that Mayweather versus Paul. I mean, at least according to Mike Copinger, I don't know. Like, some people don't believe nothing that he says. For you, and they feel like he's fudging the numbers, or wherever he gets his numbers from, the numbers are fudged. I don't, these days, you don't know what to believe. These days, you don't know what to believe. But if I take it at face value, that's very successful. You can't hate that. That's very successful. When Sulem fought Marlen and lost, I was a bit dejected. Ms. Urbina's personality is agreeable and is beautiful. Well, I'll make sure to tell her that, Warp Speed. I'll make sure to tell her that she has an adoring public, and they already finding out who she is, and they big fans of her, and they want to support her in this world title shot, this world title opportunity. Wexford, DJ, is the interview in Castellano or Inglés? It's in Castellanos, man. Oh yeah, Uncle Julius is definitely getting old when he has to squint. Look, I wear glasses to drive, right? But I like when I was prescribed glasses, I didn't wear them all the time because I didn't want to become dependent on them. So the only time that you'll see me really wearing glasses day to day is if I'm driving. Other than that, I don't wear them shits because I don't want to become dependent on them to where if I don't got my glasses or I don't got contacts, then I can't function. Like I don't like that. Two, low key, like I went to a place, right? And I was wearing my glasses and I was like, shit, man, this place looked wild dirty with these glasses. But when I take them off, it looked clean. So I just took them off and kept them off. I appreciate that, MCK. Shout out to Liverpool. Anyone else notice Little Tank Davis wearing Kim Jong-il shoes to the... Yo, look, some people feel there's an upset alert in association with that Barrios fight. We talked about that earlier today in the morning live. I mean, it is what it is, man. Did you see Scottney has a replacement opponent? Yeah, I think somebody tested positive for whatchamacallit on the other girls' team. Ring IQ, I would like to see Michael Polite Kofi versus Carlos Takam next on the undercard. Well, Addery, I heard that Joe Joyce, I think it's Joe Joyce, he might be fighting I heard something and I don't know how true it is, but that Joe Joyce might be fighting Carlos Takam. I heard that, so I don't know how true that is. But apparently there's fight news coming soon for Joe Joyce, and I vaguely recall hearing that he might fight Carlos Takam, which is a good fight, by the way. It's a good fight. To me, it's a risky fight. To fight Daniel Dubois, then Carlos Takam, that's a risky fight. It's a great fight, but it's a risky fight. If he loses to Barrios, I think it would be good for him, but I hope he wins looking at a long stint in jail soon. Man, listen. I don't know what's going on with that. We haven't heard nothing about that, so I really don't even know what's going on with that. They said that he facing like I forgot how many years they said he facing for that. So I don't even know. Who would you favor? I would favor Josh Taylor. He's too big, man. He's too big and he's too strong for Teofimo. And we talked about this earlier that Regis Pregarius and Tio have similarities. They both roll punches off the shoulder. They're both counter punches. The biggest difference is that Regis is bigger and he's a southpaw. If Josh was able to deal with him, he'll be able to deal with Teofimo, who's smaller. Appreciate that, Warp Speed. So what fights were on Mr. Hearn's papers? I'm about to tell you right now. Hold up. Because somebody tagged me to it. Trying to see. It was a Michael Benson tweet. They tagged me to. Let me see if I can pull it up. Give me a second. All right, the fights they got Conor Ben versus Adrian Granados, which I think is a good fight. They got Shannon Courtenay versus Rachel Ball 2, the rematch. They crossed out Zelfa Barrett versus Martinez. I guess something going on there. Anthony Fowler is going to be on the card. We don't know against who. Jack Cullen is going to fight Avni Yildirim. Uh, uh, Ricky Hatton's son is going to be on the card. When they say Ryan, I don't know what Ryan they talking about. They got Kid Galahad versus Jazza Dickens for the IBF. They got that fight. That's crazy too that they got that, because I thought that was gonna go to MTK or Top Rank or somebody, but apparently it's gonna be in Fight Camp. Ebony Bridges versus Beck Connolly is gonna be on the card. That's week 2. Um, Fisher is gonna be on that card. You got Buatsi versus Bolotnik and a bunch of names that are not legible. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I don't see Savannah Marshall's name on there either, but maybe she'll pop up in week 2 or week 3. I don't know. So yeah, man, it's exciting times, man. It's exciting times. Think you'll be a good staff for Matchroom if you think I mean, I put it this way, right? Like a lot of people keep telling me that they would like people told me this, like they would like for me to go over there, but I like my freedom. That's always been a big thing for me. I like my freedom. Like I like to be able to do whatever I feel like doing. So I don't know. I mean, it's I don't know what the hell I'd be over there doing anyway. What like analyst work and shit? I can't like keep it 100 over there because, well, you know, they want you to present things a certain way. They want you to talk a certain way and behave a certain way. And a lot of times being honest and doing that job, it don't go together. I like my freedom. Money is not an issue. I like my freedom. No wonder everybody hating on Eddie, the man. Yeah, like, I mean, look, when you doing good, people gonna hate on you, man. They gonna try to find ways to not like you and hate on you and throw shade at you. That's a sign that you doing well. If people gotta take time out of their day just to throw shade at you when you in your own lane, that's how you know you're doing something right. Low-key matchmaker on the side. You never know. I got a lot of secrets. Well, they're not really secrets. I just don't talk about stuff. I agree with you, Johnny Blaze. That's the feeling that I get. That like there's a role that color commentary can play where you can be honest as a fan. You know, the analysts are gonna say what they're gonna say. The people that are on payroll are gonna say what they're gonna say. Whereas what you find on YouTube from fans is color commentary without the filter, and that has its own properties that make it a useful marketing tool and helps make fights bigger because we're all talking about them. Eddie doing big things. I mean, look, man, some people are xenophobic, man. Like like especially in this country, a lot of people are xenophobic. The trendy thing, I guess, in the boxing community now is a bias against foreigners, because that's what I see, and that's how some of these other YouTube authors are making money is on hating and xenophobia and just bringing themes that don't have nothing to do with what's going on so they could get clicks. All right, Sulem is here, everybody. Sulem, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. So I guess let's start it off with you bought the fight Naoko Fujioka, the reigning WBA flyweight champion. How familiar are you with that fighter?
Well, I've seen her fight ever since the amateurs. I've always liked to stay aware of who's around and who's doing what and whatnot. And I was living in Mexico City actually a few times when she was already out there fighting. So I know who she is. I've seen her fight anybody and everybody, move up and down in weight. I mean, she's 5 division world champion. Her style is very aggressive. She comes in with her head a lot. She likes to, clinch and do all kinds of sorts of things inside. And it's going to be an exciting fight.
Hmm. Now, for you as a fighter, what does it mean for you to be fighting for a world title? Like, what does that mean for you as a professional? Is that like a year mark, a goal? Like, what is it? ¿Cómo te sientes peleando por un título?
Ay, me siento muy contenta, la verdad que siempre soñé con ser campeona mundial, mas nunca me imaginé en qué situación iba a ser. I never
Mm.
imagined, who I'd be fighting or what. I just never knew.
Mm.
And the fact that it came up, it's not an opportunity that I can turn down.
Se
It's,
entiende.
yeah.
Yo vi que había gente diciendo, there were some people that were saying que porque perdiste la pelea con Marlene, ¿cómo es posible pelear por un título? Para esa gente, what do you have to say to them?
Everybody has a right to an opinion. It's boxing. I think if you watch, if you're a fan, you have the right to an opinion. At the end of the day, nobody's paying my bills, so I do what I got to do. And if a big opportunity comes my way, I have the right to take it. I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh no, I lost my last fight, so I'm gonna turn down this opportunity because it's ethically or morally correct." No, I'm gonna fight. A big opportunity comes my way, I'm gonna fight. I wanna, I gotta make another payday. I got a opportunity to be on the zone. It's gonna be a great card, so of course I'm gonna fight.
Exactly. Like I talked about it, like people brought it to my attention and they asked me about it. And I said that, well, it's up to Naoko. If Naoko's willing to put a title on the line, that's up to her. And she is. So there's no problem because it's up
Yeah.
to her.
I
It's,
mean,
it's
I think it's her dream to come and fight in the United States. And from what I heard, my name was presented. She said yeah, and then later on, I was notified, and they knew I wasn't gonna say no.
mhm.
So I mean, people can talk. They have the right to do so. But hey, at the end of the day, I'm the one stepping in there. I'm the one doing the work, and I'm the one that's gonna get paid or not get paid if I fight or if I don't.
Exactamente. Ahora se ve que tú vas a pelear for the WBA. Parece que Marlene va a pelear for the WBC against Ibeth Zamora Silva. So la pregunta que yo tengo, are they making like a tournament between you and all their other girls at Flyweight? Because that's kind of what it looks like.
I think Golden Boy has big plans for women. There is quite a few of us that are in the flyweight division, and they want all of us to get titles and eventually, face each other. It's only smart for them to do that. I think Arely Monsino just signed not too long ago. I believe she's going to be ready to fight the WBO champion, Gabriela from Argentina. So, I mean, big fights are ahead, and it's only, good that we're all in the same stable because it makes it easier for fights to get made, not across the street and stuff.
Exactly. Now, I wanted to ask you about Marlene Esparza, your amateur rival of many years, professional
Yeah.
rival now that you guys are both pros. Do you want that rematch with her? And now that you've had time for the dust to settle and all of that, where do you think things went wrong in the fight?
Of course, I want the rematch. I think I have to have something to offer her for her to even consider it. I'm not gonna sit here and demand a rematch when she already beat me. The ball's on her court. She could say no if she wants to. So if I get a strap, of course she's gonna want to fight me because she wants a piece of the puzzle. So definitely when I become champion, that rematch will come about. Um, After the fight, you realize all the mistakes you made. I lost. I own up to my loss with my head held high. I got outboxed. I went in there pretty angry and I just wanted to rip her head off. I fought stupid. It's plain and simple. I fought stupid. It's not like I got my butt kicked, but I lost, and a loss is a loss, and I own up to it.
That's a very mature way. That's a very mature way to handle a loss, and that's the right frame of mind to be in because ya que cuando tú sabes que hiciste algo malo, lo puedes correctar. You can
Yeah.
fix it.
Así es, creo que hubo muchas cosas que se hicieron mal en la preparación. Aparte de que Marlene y yo no deberíamos de haber peleado tan pronto, se presentó la oportunidad y pues yo la tomé. Pero sí se hicieron errores en la preparación. No me pude recuperar bien después del pesaje. soy alguien que tiene tamaño para las 112 libras y ese día no se notó porque yo siempre subo al ring como en 122, 120 y esa vez subí en 115 pesándome con ropa. Así que hubo algo mal ahí. No todo es eso. También mi cabeza, o sea, no entré con la mente fría para boxear ese día, pero son errores que se tienen que corregir. Y como te digo, tomo la derrota como lo que es una derrota y pues a la que sigue.
Sí, porque I was wondering, you know, sometimes rivalries make fights bigger. The history and the stage that it sets for the fighters. Y ya se sabía que ustedes ya already had a rivalry hace mucho años from the amateurs. Do you think that emotions had a role to play in the performance?
Definitely. I think I was very emotionally invested into it because I just wanted to beat her so bad. I wanted it a little too much, you know? And then I knew that she had no power. So I went in there really, really careless. My defense was horrible that night, you know, and she outpointed me, you know. She would sneak in the little right hand and then just move. She fought a smart fight. There's not much that I can say, you know. Her gloves weren't loaded, none of that stuff. She was just she fought a smart fight. I own up to it.
I dig it. I dig it. So now beyond that, you've got Naoko Fujioka to look forward to, and that's a silver lining. I wanted to ask you about this past weekend's fight con Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul, todo eso. Tú como una profesional que you dedicated your life a este deporte, what do you make of that?
You know, I didn't watch the fight. First of all, I'm not gonna, you know, I didn't watch any of them. You know, I watched on Twitter, read all the little tweets, and you know, visualized it there, but that was it. You know, I didn't buy it. I don't buy those types of fights. From my end, you know, being a boxer that's done it since I was a kid, and not only that, but struggled because I'm a woman. You know, it's a circus. You know, it's a circus. It's not right. Now I look at it from a business standpoint, and that's what's in right now. You know, that's kids love YouTube. They love YouTube stars. They sit there and play. They don't even play games. They watch people playing games on YouTube. You know, that's what this era does. I mean,
El hijo mío, él hace eso. Él se pone a ver videos de otro muchachito jugando. I'm like, yo, ¿para qué tú estás viendo esa vaina? Si yo tengo esta película aquí for you to watch, you watching a kid playing games. It's like, it's wild.
It's crazy to me. It's mind blowing to me. But hey, it's what's in, you know. And at the end of the day, it's business, you know. And a lot of these non-boxing people buy these things, and you know, it's not gonna change until you actually hurt somebody. Like until a boxer hurts a YouTuber or something like that. Other than that, it's gonna keep on going. I understand it's business from a boxing standpoint. I don't like it, but it's business. There's not much you can do.
So, si ellos te ofrecen una pelea con Kate del Castillo en Telemundo, crossover fight, you versus Kate del Castillo, you versus Lucero, or Thalia, or Paulina Rubio, somebody, lo coge.
I'm taking it, but I'm not carrying anybody. I'm not carrying everybody. It's a fight. It's a fight. Hey, I mean, it's only gonna benefit me money wise. So hey, I don't turn down opportunities, you know.
So, do you think que those circus fights, because it's like so many opinions, like I see boxers that feel it's bad. At the same time, tú ves gente como Tommy Fury, que he's calling out Jake Paul. También el cruiserweight champion of the IBF, Mavis Breedis, he's also calling out Jake Paul.
I want to call out right now that I'm on this channel, Kim Kardashian. Let's do this.
Vamos. You know what I mean? So it's like, do you feel that this is hurting boxing?
You know, at the end of the day, the whole boxing is dead thing has been going on for years, and we're still here. Yeah. I do believe that certain changes need to be made, promotional wise. When I was a kid, you know, I would see, you know, íbamos al supermercado and you would see a cartelón of whoever was boxing at the time, and you know, Morales, Barrera. I grew up in a Mexican neighborhood, so you would see that all over the place, and you know, commercials and whatnot. Um, I think the last commercial I remember is Pacquiao and a pistachios,
Mm.
hitting a speed bag and punching it, and then pistachios going all over the place. I think we need to get back to that, really, really showcasing our athletes. I think somehow we got lost, and there's no posters of boxers, there's no commercials, I don't know, it's just like us boxers doing our thing on social media. But other than that, I think promoters and managers and agents need to really, really step up and help boxers get those bigger roles so that we get out there more.
Bueno, también yo quiero hacerte una pregunta. Tú vives en dos mundos. Tú tienes una vida aquí en América, una vida en México. Is it different the way boxing is promoted in Mexico as opposed to how it's promoted in the US? Is it different? And if it is, what are the differences?
It's very different in the sense boxing is a religion in Mexico. Every Saturday night there's boxing on Box Azteca or Televisa, and everybody is tuned in. It's everybody has the TV on. They're watching boxing. They're talking about boxing. You're respected a whole different way. I mean, when I was amateur, I would show up at these events and signing autographs, taking pictures, doing all these things. And here in the US, it's not like that. I mean, you go, simple example, neighborhoods in Mexico, the neighbors all know each other. Neighborhoods in the US, nobody really talks to each other. Nobody really says anything. So I think it's the culture of things. It's the culture. It's a different culture. Definitely, I think Mexico is extremely passionate about sports all the way around.
Sí, porque yo vi los números de Canelo, la pelea de Canelo. En México, it was like 16 million people tuned in to watch the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Y tú sabes, y ellos lo vieron en América también. Like, it's not like it didn't do big numbers, but I'm like, wow, dog, 16 million people watching a fight. Tú no ves cosas así aquí que, like, even if somebody fights on Fox, they'll do a million, but maybe a million, a little over a million, not 16 million. I'm like, that's nuts. Y yo veo que es un mundo diferente en México, como el deporte is looked at and treated, and how it's looked at and treated here in America.
I mean, simple example, like on ESPN, you had Joshua versus, Joshua Taylor versus Ramirez. And you didn't really see too much promotion on it on ESPN. I mean, you saw a commercial here and there, but not too much. In Mexico, on Box Azteca, there's boxing commercials all the time. I mean, I fought on Box Azteca about 8 times. Every single time, there was a commercial about me, about a highlight video of something. I'm doing an interview this weekend with Fox Sports MX, and there's a commercial already out. They really, really support their athletes. They put them on TV. It's different. It's completely different. I feel like here they focus more on basketball, football, even baseball.
Yeah.
They don't really showcase boxing too much. I mean, LeBron is loved and hated,
Yeah.
And so is Canelo, but you still hear about LeBron 10 times more than Canelo.
Bueno, LeBron es un Capricornio como yo, and people love us and hate us. I don't know why. I don't understand por qué el mundo no odia tanto, but some people, they love us too. So I don't understand. Este mundo está pasado, man. It's wild out here, but it is true and it is noticeable. Like, I was talking to someone yesterday, and we were talking about the boxing scene in Japan. Hay un middleweight que se llama Ryota Murata. Ese tipo, millions upon millions upon millions watch him fight. But if Demetrius Andrade is fighting in America, or Jermall Charlo is fighting in America, la gente no lo conocen. So there's a huge difference between how boxing is looked at in other countries and how it's viewed here. Que aquí, yo no sé lo que es, pero no le están dando el mismo apoyo y la misma atención.
No, you don't get the same respect. Like, I don't know, all these other countries, you feel the love right away. Like, I've traveled to Argentina, and they have some of the best programs for women's boxing out there. They're always on TV. They're they're legends. I
Yeah.
mean, Tutti Bop is huge in Argentina, huge, and here in the United States we don't have that yet.
Eso es lo que yo quería decir, que cuando yo veo el social media de Jessica Tutibap o Tigresa Acuña o Erika Farría, muchas campeonas de Argentina, there's a respect there that they get that you don't see that you don't see that here. And it's like, I don't understand, like, what is it? Is it misogyny? What is it that, because like they treated as what they are in their countries. They're athletes, they're boxers. Y ellos le dan ese respeto, pero aquí it's like I don't care. I don't know.
I think it's the TV and the promoters, you know, not really showcasing like before, you know. I mean, back in the day, you would see Oscar De La Hoya on every single magazine, you know. Julio Cesar Chavez, you know, posters here, posters there, everywhere, commercials, you know, everything. And now you don't see that anymore. All that, it's lacking.
Ahora, ya que mencionamos a Jessica Bob, I saw that your friend, Cenicia Estrada, they had like a back and forth, and she basically, I think she warned her. I think that there's a rivalry brewing between them. How do you see that fight? Because they're both I look at them both as like, yo, they're both of them is like amazing. Who do you think wins that fight and how?
Dude, it's a fight that I would pay for. I would pay for it because I want to see it. Tuti's a fighter that has been there. You know, she's been there for a long time. She's dominated. She's strong. She throws a lot of combinations. She's smart with her footwork. I mean, she stays busy. And Sanisa is very unique. Her style is so unique. Like, I sparred her not too long ago before her fight, and she's special. She's very special. The way she picks her punches, the way she moves, everything. She's very difficult to figure out. It's definitely a fight that I want to see, but I'm gonna have to go with my girl Sanisa. You know, she's younger. She's hungry. She has the attitude, you know, and she wants it all. She's been wanting that fight for a while, but you know, she wouldn't come out of Argentina. She still hasn't. I mean, how many years has it been and she hasn't come out of there?
Es el lío que yo veo. Yo he visto que ella dice que ella quiere pelear en América, que quiere pelear para Oscar. She actually named Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions. I've seen it in her social media that she would like to fight under the banner. But I'm like, okay, see, if that's the case, why are you still over there? Yeah. You got to come over here for that opportunity. Because they're not going to come to you. You got to come here.
Exactly. And I think, and honestly, Sanisa's asked every champion out there to fight her. I think a lot of I think Yocasta Valle is fighting this weekend. I believe she wanted to fight Yocasta Valle and unify with her for this next fight, and Yocasta Valle said she had a mandatory. Now she's fighting Karina Moreno. That's not a mandatory.
That's not. I mean,
that's not a mandatory.
I talked to Sinicia's father to see like just what's going on, and he said that like, yo, Sinicia went to damn near everybody for a fight. She was the only one that decided to take the fight was Tenkai Tsunami, la japonesa. So it's like, y yo sabía que eso iba a pasar. Yo sabía que ella es demasiado peligrosa. Tina, la alemana, y Yocasta, they rather fight each other que bregar con Senicia, porque las dos saben que ella le da una salsa a las dos.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Senicia's movement is so special, dude. Like, she's very entertaining also, and she has a huge following. I mean, honestly, they wouldn't look bad losing to her. No. They wouldn't. I mean, and you should, as a champion, I think if you really want to call yourself a champion, you have to fight other champions. Yeah. That's the way I see it. I mean, there should only be one champion in every division, and if you want to really, really start cleaning up everything, you unify right away.
Y se sabe que even if Yocasta had a mandatory, right? Ya se sabe que unifications trump mandatories. So, tú no puedes decir que, oh, yo tengo que pelear con esta tipa, que cuando tú sabes que con esta campeona, you can get around that, y hay más dinero en esa pelea que en esa pelea. No. Se sabe que antes que comenzó la pandemia, before the pandemic started, la alemana Tina Ruprecht, WBC, ella iba a tener una revancha con Yocasta Valle.
Yeah.
So ustedes están okay para pelear with each other. You can fight each other. Pero que cuando viene la cenicia, no, yo tengo que lavar los trastes, yo tengo que arreglar. I gotta get the tires rotated. I gotta do I already knew that was gonna happen.
I mean, here's the way I see it. You should want the top dog in the division. You should always want the top dog in the division. I mean, if that's what you're aiming for, if you want to be the best, that's who you want to fight. You want to take everything that person has. I mean, and you're not gonna get it if you keep turning down fights.
Exactamente. Ella peleó con, la Cenicia peleó con la Annabelle Ortiz, who, to my knowledge, she was like a champion for 9 years. It was like a wild number. It was like, yo, she's been champion for dumb long. And she went right after her. Shout out to Annabelle for taking that fight because a lot of people didn't want that fight.
Yeah, exactly. Annabelle stepped up, you know. She saw the big opportunity of coming to the United States, and Golden Boy's going to keep her busy, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, some people jump at opportunities, some people run away from them.
That being said, I wanted to ask you about other things that have happened, that are happening in the world of boxing. Were you disappointed when you found out that Joshua versus Fury wasn't happening?
I was, because I was very excited about that one. I felt like, you know, it's just a fight that you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I think Fury's skill is, you know, and speed is out there, but Joshua's been, you know, getting better. He's obviously a star also, and he's not there for nothing, you know. So I was very disappointed. I'm still intrigued about Wilder and Fury. I'll still watch it. I'm not gonna lie, but I think the attitude, you know, after that second loss, it kind of turned me off a little bit. I mean, own up to the loss and take it in. I mean, I still think Wilder can come back and, you know, maybe he improved a lot of things and he's going to, you know, want to avenge that loss. So I don't count him out. I got a little turned off with the way, you know, everything happened, firing his coach and blaming him for certain things. You know, I think the man did him a service, you know, did him a solid and took care of him.
Así fue que yo lo miré, porque yo estoy pensando que si tú piensas que este tipo tiene algo en el guante, pues él te salvó la vida, ¿no? Por throwing a towel. Que if he had something, if you believe, even if it's not true, but you believe it, that he had something, then wouldn't Mark Breland have saved your life by throwing that towel? Pero, quién sabe. Do you feel the same excitement for Wilder versus Fury 3 that you felt for Joshua versus Fury? Or is it like, no,
not the same excitement at all. Like Fury, Joshua, I was like, yes, you know, I can't wait. I'm going to, you know, barbecue party, you know, boxing party. Let's do this. Wilder, Fury, it's like, okay, I'm going to watch it, but I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be there. And, you know, maybe Wilder surprises everybody and knocks out Fury. You never know. But I'm not as excited. I mean, I think it's going to take away from when Fury Joshua does happen.
De verdad, I got so many theories about it que ya yo estoy harto. I feel like con esa segunda pelea, recuerda que la primera pelea, un empate. So ya con la segunda, that was supposed to be it. Like, okay, this one's going to settle it because the first one was a rematch. So this one's going to settle it. It happens. Oh no, we gotta have why we gotta have a third one, dog? Like we've already seen this. Like, ¿qué se va a hacer, man? All right, let me read this. This is from Napoli. This is a question for you, Sulem. I wish you the best of luck in your upcoming flyweight title shot. Kick ass and take names. I have a random question. Who do you favor in Artur Beterbiev versus Joe Smith Jr. to further unify 175? ¿Quién gana esa pelea? ¿El ruso?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for the well wishes. You know, I'm excited for my fight. Can't wait. And I'm going to go with Beterbiev. I don't know. I didn't like how Joe Smith Jr. looked in that last fight. I know his opponent was very awkward and whatnot, but I just think Beterbiev has, you know, more power and more skill, and He's just a better fighter. I'm excited to see it though. I mean, you can't count Smith out because obviously he has power. He's hungry. But based on his last performance, I would say I'm going with Beterbiev.
Esa pregunta estaba muy buena porque la manera que yo lo veo, mucha gente no sabe que ese tipo que Joe Smith Jr. estaba peleando, ese tipo es a cruiserweight. Un cruiserweight que estaba de dieta. He slimmed down. Que si tú viste que Joe is having problems, it's because, yo, this dude is a cruiserweight, bro. He just slimmed down to get down to like... Yeah, y tú viste que aguantaba puño, but it's because, well, he's a naturally bigger guy. So
and his style was awkward, dude.
Oh yeah, like all that moving, and I mean he was like for a man that size because I think he was about
his
6'3".
Punches were like one punch came from here, like I don't know.
And I think it was good preparation para mí, porque ese hombre tan grandecito. It was good preparation for Beterbiev, porque Beterbiev, él da más duro que el diablo, ese tipo, da duro ese tipo, and you need that preparation. Ajá. So esa pelea, muy sabrosa esa pelea. One thing I wanted to ask you about is social media. Twitter, Instagram. What is your favorite social media app? What is your least favorite social media app? Can you hear me?
For some reason, I can't hear you very well.
Okay. Let me try again. You can hear me now?
Now I can, yes.
Okay. I wanted to ask you about social media. What is your favorite social media app? What is your least favorite social media app?
This year's been good to me. I've, gotten away from the trolling stuff. I don't reply to people that say negative things to me anymore. I've matured in that sense. Because last year, I got a little into it with a few people on there. But this year I've been doing good. I just reached 10K on Twitter, so I'm happy about that. I think I use Instagram the most. Facebook is kind of like, I don't know. People are not friends on there. and then Instagram, I feel like people follow you because they want to follow you. And Twitter, people just like to talk a lot of smack. So I think Instagram is my favorite. I recently got a TikTok, but I mean, I don't understand it. I can't do any of those little dances and stuff. But yeah, Instagram's my favorite. And I would say Twitter is
Para la noticia el Twitter está bien, para la noticia. Yeah. Pero la gente, Dios mío, esa gente, man, por poco lo quiere matar por vaina que dicen, like, yo, dog, oh my God. Pero you've matured. Yeah. I have to mature. I need to mature because I was arguing all day. I'm like, yo, why am I arguing with these people? We're never going to see each other. Why am I arguing with these people?
You know what? Now I think about on Twitter. I think about everything I'm posting. I'm like, because I don't want to.
You're a public figure. You're a public
figure. Not only that, because I don't really want to make anybody feel bad. I want everybody to have a good day. Yeah.
Yo también. Okay, Warp Speed has a question. He says, "Hola Sulem, saludos desde Salinas, California. Te deseo lo mejor y me encantaría que le arregles la nariz a Marlene en la revancha."
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna happen. I don't know if it happens this year, but I think that's probably a fight that happens maybe early next year because she's got to have with the fight with Ibeth. Y de verdad, it's not a knock on Marlene, but we talked about this. Que yo no sé si ella gana esa pelea. I don't know if she wins that. Ella no quiere pegada. La Roca, she does, and she's relentless. Like she's gonna be all over you, like a coat. I don't know if Marlene's gonna win that fight.
I think Marlene has very good skills, so I think that could really benefit her with that. The only thing that's gonna play out, the biggest part I think is stamina. If Marlene keeps up her stamina from the beginning of the fight to the end, because Ibeth has that Mexico City altitude that just keeps throwing and throwing and throwing. She doesn't stop, and she's also like very small. A lot of people a lot of people forget that they think that, you know, taller fighters always have the advantage. A lot of boxers have trouble with shorter fighters. Like it, son, like they're like mantequilla. They're very slick. You can't. You're like, what the hell? Where's this tiny person moving to? You know.
Y que eso, no, that's a good nickname, la mantequilla. Pero people are
Well,
smaller fighters.
there's mantequilla Nápoles.
Oh yeah. Like I knew I heard that before.
Yeah.
I'm getting old. Like forgetting
I have
things.
a question for you though.
All right.
I have a question for you. I'll put you on the spot now.
Okay.
Right here, face to face.
Okay.
Who are you gonna cheer for when Arely Musino and I unify?
Okay, te voy a decir. No. Ya tú sabes. I'm a roof. I've loved Arely for many years, but I've never gotten the opportunity to interview Arely, so I'm gonna go with you because I've interviewed you
That's what
a
I
few
thought.
times.
That's what I thought. No.
Pero también el estilo. I think. All right. Honestly, I think the style and the youth and the length is on your side. That's what I think. I think the style of the fight is on your side to win a fight. I think you're a little longer than Arely Musino. I think you're a little longer. And Arely is good offensively, pero defensa, not the best. Because that's how Ava Knight caught her. Ava Knight knocked her smooth out in that fight. And it's because... Go ahead.
That's one of the best knockouts out there. Like,
female,
male, everything. It's just
like low key, I want Ava Knight to come back porque ella no está vieja. I want Ava Knight to come back porque ya que hay dinero en el boxeo para la mujer, para la dama, I want her to come back. Like, yo, come back. It's money out here. She was one of the good ones.
Ava Knight is really good. She has, you know, she has the technique, she has the power, she has the experience. You know, I remember when, you know, she would go out there to Mexico and they called her the Mexican butcher, or I don't know, I don't even remember anymore, but something like that, because she beat like all the Mexicans till the time that I think she fought Ibet Zamora when she lost to Ibet Zamora. But Ava Knight is extremely talented, and she definitely should.
Now, speaking of Ava is one of the women boxers we've seen that crossed over to MMA. Tonight, Clarissa Shields is going to be crossing over into MMA. It's going to be her first MMA fight. Que cuando tú ves eso, what do you think? ¿Qué tú piensas? Like that boxers crossing over into MMA. What thoughts does that evoke for you?
Well, for me personally, I've been asked if I've wanted to try MMA. It's not in me. It's not something I'm passionate about. And I always need to do things that I like. I can't imagine myself, you know, checking a kick or something, you know, my legs hurting, all that stuff. No, it's not for me. I think everybody searches for what's better for them. I'm doing my best that I can in boxing, and that's what I'm going to focus on. And I think, you know, if that's what they wanted to do and that's the only opportunity they saw to grow, that's good for them. As long as they're enjoying it, that's good. For me, I'm good with boxing. And, you know, I struggle enough with my defense as it is in boxing. I can't imagine getting kicked and all that other stuff.
Yo vi lo que ella dijo y me molestó porque da pena. Ella lo está haciendo por dinero, ¿me entiendes? Y que cuando yo oigo eso, tú lo estás haciendo por dinero y yo no sé si hay pasión. Like you just said, you do what you want to do. You do what you want to do because that's what you want to do. No di que, yo lo voy a hacer para este dinerito que está aquí. Y lo que yo veo es que in all the articles that I've read where she talks about why she's crossing over, money is always brought up. So it's money. I'm like, bueno, eso no puede ser la única razón que una persona hace algo, porque el dinero no es substitute para la pasión. La razón que you do good in things es porque tú lo quieres hacer, buena voluntad y pasión. If that's not your passion, para mí, me da miedo que algo le pase a ella en ese cage. Porque ella, everybody looks... Go ahead.
You know, like for me, after boxing, I don't know what's going to happen with me. I know that I don't want to be on a desk, no matter how much money they pay me. Like, it's not a job I want to do. I would 10 times rather work in an IHOP kitchen cooking than working on a desk. I got to do what I like. For me, it's never been about money. That's just me. That's the person I am. Obviously, you know, some people like money more than others, and I love money, but I got to be happy with what I'm doing. You know, I'm not going to love money just and love it and do something I don't like. MMA, I watch it. I support, especially the women, the big fights. I love watching Thug Rose,
Ah,
Zanny,
ella una
all those
diosa,
women.
esa mujer una
Yeah,
diosa. Ella
they're
y la
amazing women.
Núñez.
And I tune in and I watch it, but it's not like I'm a MMA fan. I love supporting women.
See, I noticed it, and I'm like, I looked at a lot of the stories of the last couple of years of women boxers that decided to cross over, and money was always the theme. Money es la razón que muchas mujeres dan, que bueno, ellos apoyan a la mujer en una mejor allá que aquí, en el boxeo. And I'm like, sí, pero tú tienes que hacer la cosa por una pasión. Si no hay
Yeah.
pasión, you're not gonna go too far. Y para mí me da miedo para Clarissa, porque si ella pierde, the perception that people are going to have of women boxers, some people look at her as the best. Some do. Some look at Katie Taylor, some look at Amanda Serrano, pero ella tenga esa conversación of this is one of the best. Si ella pierde, lo que yo tengo miedo es que ellos van a decir, el boxeo de mujeres no sirve porque mira lo que le pasó a la Clarissa Shield en el PFL. La gente son ignorantes, le gustan hablar mucha mierda. Y eso es lo que puede pasar si algo le pasa a ella.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I agree with you. But I think she's also, es bronca. Like she has fire in her, and she's very competitive. Whether it's boxing or MMA, I think she likes to hurt people, and that's not gonna go away. So I think she's gonna come out on top tomorrow night. Not only her, but Amanda Serrano is also fighting this weekend.
En México, en Sinaloa.
Yeah. So best of luck to her. I'm excited, as long as they're doing what they like and, to their benefit. Me, I stick to in my own lane.
Okay. DL has a question. No question. Just wanted to show support for women's boxing and a Ring IQ for using his platform to bring insight and light to it. I appreciate that, DL. Appreciate that.
Thank you. He does a great job. He always supports all the women. He's very knowledgeable of all the women that are around, and I appreciate that very much.
No, thank you. I do what I can. It's also it's like lo que me gusta del boxeo de la dama es que it's not as political. Ustedes pelean, por ejemplo, you already fucking fought Marlon. You see what I mean? And now you're fighting for a title. It's not politics. It's not esta vaina que no, que the glove, you don't hear all that bullshit. Like, they just watch a fight and it's a good fight y ya se acabó.
Women just want the opportunity, man. We just want to fight. We want to be on that big stage, something that I haven't said, Melissa Hernandez fought not too long ago in Vegas against Chantel Cameroon. And, I felt a little sad because Melissa Hernandez was a really good boxer. Her age just showed that night, and I was sad that she was finally on that stage and it wasn't showcasing, who she really was. Because I grew up through boxing, watching her, and she's very talented. Very skilled, and I'm sad that she got on that stage a little too late, but I'm happy that she got to be on it. So it was like a bittersweet moment for me watching that fight.
La gente no sabe la historia de ella, de Nidia Feliciano, de Holly Holm también, que Holly Holm, antes que ella se fue para la MMA, she had a good career. And that's why it's like, yo lo que veo es que la gente, the pundits en el boxeo, ellos están feliz hablando de la misma gente y la misma historia. No le dan ese apoyo of the Melissa Hernandez's of the world, of the Delphine Persoons of the world, porque Delphine Persoon, esa tipa peleaba buenísimo, but nobody knew her until the Katie Taylor fight. Después de eso, now everybody knows her, pero all those other fights that she had, y que ella fue campeona for many years, had a lot of title defenses, nobody knew her. Por eso fue que con este canal, I was like, we're going to talk about those fights on here because it's not like anybody else is talking about them. So we'll use this as a platform for that. Y ahí fue que comenzó eso. Bueno, Sulem, it's been a pleasure. I wish you a lot of luck in your title shot. I think you're going to win. I think you're going to be the next WBA flyweight champion. And thank you for coming on. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, what was that last part?
I said, Sulem, thank you for coming on. I appreciate you. I wish you luck in your title shot, and I think you're gonna win.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. It's always, fun talking boxing with you, and thank you for supporting not only myself but all the other women in our sport, and we appreciate you very much. Thank you for having me, and hopefully I'll come back with the belt for the next one.
You will. You're gonna win. You're gonna win. I believe it. I believe you. Trust me. Trust me.
Thank you.
So, bye bye.
Bye bye.